friend, welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video we are going to be working on my final project using the Learn Story Kit for the Story Kit Crush series. If this is your first time with this series, this is a challenge that my friend Tazhi and I created together to help us use up some of our older Ali Edwards story kits. We pull one kit out per month and then challenge ourselves to use up the entire kit throughout the course of the month. This month we've been working on the Learn Story Kit. I already have 4 previous process videos. I will link the first one up at the eye for you in case you want to go check those out. And yeah, so with this, the whole kit will be used up, and I am super excited about that. So without further ado, let's go ahead, put you guys on fast forward, and get to work putting this spread together. So the inspiration for this entire project today came from that yellow card right there that says playing equals learning. And it just made me think about my son Jonah and how right now that is like totally the way that he is learning to interact with the world and just about life in general is through play. So when I saw that sentiment, the first thing that I did was to go back into my photos and find a bunch of them where he is playing and learning new things or interacting with something that would be technically new at that time. So the large picture there was from a trip my family took this past summer, and it was Jonah playing with the sand. They had like this giant sand hill, and so he used the little construction construction cars and trucks, and was playing with the sand and just pouring things from one thing to the other. And I snapped this picture of him, and I just love it. I love this picture so much. And then a few other pictures that I chose were ones from our school here, the homeschool that I do. So while I am teaching Isabella, I also put together a couple of bins or containers full of projects for him to work on or toys for him to play with that will help to teach him, but also to help him stay out of our hair while I'm teaching her. So those are the pictures that I chose. Now, what I decided to do was to add my journaling onto the back of this large shipping tag that came from the Day in the Life kit. It has this teal color and is super bright. I can't remember if the writing on it is yellow, but it just seemed to fit really well with the yellow of the tag and the orange of the other tag. I loved the color combination. So I pulled the tag out. I added journaling on the back of it with my computer. So I just printed it off on my printer, and then I will add a photo to the front and the back side of that tag. But in order to get this to sit in the album, I want it to sit almost like a 3x8 like page protector. So I cut out 2 tabs that are 2 inches by, and actually they might be less than 2 inches. I think it's 1.5 inches. They're each 1.5 inches long, and then I just made a longer strip of them, hole punched it with my 6-hole punch. That way I know that the holes will line up where I want them to go. Then here you can see me adding some adhesive. I did score it down the middle so that it would fold really nicely. And then I'm going to use my page protector here to help me figure out where to put where to position the tag on there. Since my writing does go pretty close to the side, I have to be careful with where I place the tag itself onto the tab. That way, I know that the tab won't be covering up any of the text. So it just has to go like on the extreme edge. So I'm going to do that for both of the tabs, and then I will take off the other portion of the score tape and then get the 2 sides adhered together in order to create tabs for holding this tag inside of my album. To help reinforce them, I'm also going to bring over my tiny attacher and add 2 staples, one into each of those corners. And then I wanted this to the side to follow the shape of the tag. So I just trimmed off the edge there so there is that same angle that the tag was cut into. So here we go with the tiner attacher. Of course, I ran out of staples, so I had to go grab some to refill it. We're going to add those on there, and then I can add in the last photo that will go on the front side of this tag. So yeah, there's the writing. So you can see that it's yellow, the same color yellow as the playing equals learning card. And then this one is a picture of Jonah digging around in my raised vegetable garden. So, which I just have like a small raised garden in our backyard. And right now we typically don't grow anything in it because the kids just spend all summer digging around in it and would ruin whatever I plant. So right now it's just like a dirt pit for them to play in, and they have the best time with it. So in my stash, I had this white satin ribbon. I believe that this was from like a wedding thing that I did a while ago. But it also, seemed to go pretty nice. It's nice and neutral and plain. So I just added a little bit to the top to give some texture to this layout and then cut it on an angle in order to put it into the album. So the last thing I'm going to do here is work on embellishing the right-hand side of this spread. So this is the large photo. And what I did is I went in my stash and found a bunch of circle elements that seemed to go well with the rest of this kit. So I have this half circle that's kind of like tassels right there. It's yellow on yellow tassels, which is from a super old Studio Calico set. And I've had it for ages. But the colors went really well with this. So I thought, okay, how can I get this on there? So then I also trimmed out a portion of that cork paper, which the cork paper came from Freckled Fawn. And my thought originally was to create a whole circle using both pieces. But when I layered everything on here, I didn't really like how heavy the left side felt. So I will redo this. Then the clear acetate circles there that have gold foil on them, those were from the Ups and Downs kit, and so are the circle cork embellishments. This story came from the Play Story kit, which I used every last bit of the Play Story kit, so I actually repurchased the chipboard pieces because I loved them. So I have another set of those that I can now dig into. The orange one, I believe, says something like "so ready to move on to the next part of the story" or something like that. But it's orange with yellow writing. So again, like matches perfectly this kit. And then the orange arrow came from a summer chipboard shape. So, yeah, so it's just like a variety of circle pieces from a bunch of different places. To get those acetate circles down on the photo, I'm going to use my Xyron sticker maker. This allows me to apply adhesive evenly over the entire surface of the embellishment. That way, when the embellishment is stuck down onto the surface, you can't tell that there is adhesive behind it because it's evenly covered. So when it comes to working with acetate embellishments like this, I love using my Xyron sticker maker. I just think that it makes it really easy to use those. Sometimes if I don't feel like using the adhesive, I will also use a tiny attacher to just staple them onto the page. That also works. So then once I have all of those acetate pieces down, I'm just trying to build from the bottom layer to the top layer without moving stuff around too much because I like where everything is at, and I know that if I take it all off the picture, there is no way that I will remember where things go. So I am just trying to move some things aside so I can position the layers back where I had them and then add the things on top. So that's why you see me kind of moving stuff to the side like that. Anyway, then I will get down those cardstock pieces and the chipboard pieces, and pretty much that will complete this spread. I do have to punch holes inside of the left side again of this page because the chipboard that I put down does cover up the hole. So for that, I will get my power punch tool from We Are Memory Keepers, and that allows me to punch a very clean hole into that chipboard piece. So I think I'm going to get that right about now to go ahead and get it taken care of. Once I have that done, I will pull everything back over so we can see how it all looks. I did put one other chipboard piece on the left side of the spread. I think it just says like "you are awesome" or something like that. And that is pretty much going to do it. So we will slow you guys back down and close out. Okay, that finishes up this spread for today. I love the way this one came together, and I hope that you also found some inspiration in stories that you could tell or different ways that you can arrange your pages using things like tags and little tabby bits and circles and just all of the fun pieces that we put on this spread. So that completes my Story Kit Crush series for the Learn Story Kit. If you are not already a follower of Tazhi here on YouTube, she is Precisely Tazhi, and I will have a link to her YouTube down in the description box below, so you can hop over to her YouTube channel and see what she has made for her last Learn Story project this week. So I figure before I let you guys go, I would do a quick recap of all the projects that we were able to make with the Learn Kit this month. So in addition to the spread that I have right here, I also have 4 other process videos. So I have this one here, which is Hindsight is 2020, and it is a story all about what this year, this crazy year, is teaching me throughout the course of the year. So that was the first project that we made using this kit. The next one was a story about my husband and the things that he is teaching me, the things that I am learning through our marriage. We celebrated our 7th anniversary this September, and so it was fun to do a Learn Story lens for our 7-year anniversary type of project here. So that is the second story that I created using this kit. The third one was for a YouTube hop that was all about what does school look like for you this year. So for this one, I did a page all about starting homeschooling this year, which is something we never expected to be doing. And I had this full page over here, and then this little pocket that holds a flip tag book. So that was the third project I created with the Learn Story Kit. The final one that I have a process video for is last week's project, which was a simple spread all about the teachers from my primary education days that had an impact on my life. So I just have a little bit of journaling about the 5 teachers that I chose to write about and a picture from my high school graduation. So that was story number 4, and today's was story number 5. In addition to these 5 stories, I also had another 4 that I got done. So I have this one here, which is a story about being a lifelong learner, and it's just a letter type journaling that I wrote to my children. I'm thinking I'm going to put this one in my son's album. Not totally sure on that yet, but that's what I'm thinking. So that was one that does not have a process video, but that I will likely already have shared or will be sharing on Instagram if you want a closer look. The next one that I told using the Learn Kit, again, no process video for this one, is a 3x8 journaling page with a black and white photo and then this marketing card that talks all about like living life to the fullest and also learning, you know, always being a lifelong learner. So I used this as my journaling, and this one I wrote to my daughter, so this will likely go in her album. So that's the second one. The third one I created here was a story that I, again, kind of like a letter form of writing. This will go in probably Izzy's album since the other one is going in Jonah's, and it's about different life lessons. So I have the picture of the 3 of us, and then I have this transparency that goes in between that says lessons learned with the star felty on top. And then I used these green little cardstock stickers as jumping off points for journaling. So I have 10 different stickers on here and the journaling to go with it. So that is the next project. And then the final one that I have done is one in my personal pocket page notebook. So this is a notebook where I put stories or journaling that is 100% me. So this is pretty much just meant for me. But the spread I did with this one is I am learning. I used the prompt I am learning. I added a picture of myself, created this little shaker pocket in between with the always learning something, added some on the back, and then this literally just says I am learning that slow is good. I am learning to be patient and listen. I am learning, I am learning, I am learning. So it's lots of things that I'm learning, stuff I can look back on later in life. So at the beginning of this series, I did a project planning process video, and I planned out all 9 of these projects plus a week of Project Life. The Project Life week hasn't happened yet as of the moment I am recording this video, but I will definitely be doing that sometime in the month of September. So with that, all 9 projects are completed. 100% of my kit is used up, well, except for the pieces I have for Project Life, but those will get used up too. So I will have used up my entire kit this month, and that feels really awesome. I hope that this series has also encouraged you to pull out your story kits from your stash and to use them up and get your stories told as well. If you found this video inspirational, if you enjoyed it, I would love a thumbs up down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button while you're there so you can see all of my future crafty videos, including the Story Kit Crush series that will be continuing next month in the month of October, and we will be using the Story Kit seasons. So I am super excited to start telling stories about seasons. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye now.